guys, we're square. Everything's the same. So, got 4 more blocks to lay in the middle for support, and then I'll start measuring out the 4x4s. All right, guys. So what I did next is I want to find my how long these 4x4 posts have to be to make this deck nice and level across the bottom of the doorway, so we walk right out onto the deck. So what I did is grab my level, or my laser, and that makes that nice green line. It's self-leveling, so I just needed to basically build it up to where I could get my line right where I wanted it, and then take into that the deck boards that I will be putting on the deck are 1 inch thick, so that'll give me right to just a hair bottom of that door, so that gives me that level. So then what I did is went to all the bases of these, held my tape up, and it shined a laser on each of these posts, and that told me how much I had to cut all 4 of these. So cut those, and I just started putting the frame together with those are 2x6 pressure treated that we're going to use, and 24 on center, I think, is what I planned, and that'll go across here and meet up with, I'll put a ledger board right across here. Now this is a little different than doing this off your house, because off your house you'd attach a ledger board right across that whole face of that, so it's attached. This is going to be a freestanding porch, so we'll pull up and pull our RV sideways to the porch every year, and just line it up that way. So this porch is just going to stay here. It's going to be pretty heavy once it's all built and stuff, so you're not going to want to move it. So yeah, and I'm a little short on 4x4s, so I got three actually cut, 1, 2, and 3 this corner, and then there's going to be 2 more beams going across here that I'll have to get 4x4 posts at hardware store down the road, and get those cut, bring those back, and try to get that done sometime today. So that's my goal today, is to try to get these all set and in with a little bit of framing on them. So that's where we're at right now. So what I did on this end here on my framing is have this meet flush, and then the board that goes from this corner down to that corner will meet up right here. So it'll go across there and tie that all in nice and straight. And then at this end, I went 1.5 inches long, and so this board coming from that one down to here, and I'll do the same down there, we'll meet right in here and lock into place. So all right, guys, I got all my like I showed you with the laser, I cut all those 4x4s, and then just joined them with the 2x6s for the framing, and had to tweak it a little here and there to make it perfectly square at the corners, just a little off. I don't know, maybe a rock here and there underneath one of the footings, but yeah, everything else is in now. So I'm leaving this part out, this one, that way I can still get in the old way, and I'll start cross framing some joists across here and get those in, and then we'll probably finish up this front one and then deck it and be done with it, and build some stairs. The stairs are gonna, it's like 1 or 2 steps that'll just come off right here and then go out the old way out to there. But I'm gonna clean up for today. It's been kind of breezy, about only a high of 45. It was sunny all day, but it was pretty cool. So yeah, it looks pretty good for one day so far. Doing it by myself. So that and clamps. Clamps are like a second man. You can clamp something on and hold it at one end and screw at the other end. So that's your best friend when you're by yourself working. Hey guys, new day. Um, a vast improvement, I think, is new microphones. So uh, we're going to try that out on this video from now on. So the first part of the video I had just the old mic, and it kept cutting out here and there. So this one, we'll see if it's a good improvement. But today I'm going to get back to the finish framing the porch and hopefully get the deck boards on, or at least started. So I bought my extra 2x6s the other day at work, and I'm going to lay out my lines first along here and along this one here. So 16 on center, um, and then we'll start putting those up, cutting them and putting them up. So that's my first order of business here. Six and 3/4. What I'm trying to do is make sure these are all without closing in that end yet, because I got to get in and out of the door here. I just want to make sure this is square, so they all got to be the same. And I'm a little off, and I can see that this one right here is bowing a little. It's actually bowing inward. So I want 96 and 3/4. 96 and 3/4. So it's got to come in 1.25 inches. So we're off right there. All right, I got that all taken care of. So now we'll lay out those lines. Got to get a marker. Pressure treated is so wet. Pencils just don't show up. I think we're going to fit about 8 in here. So, one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 9. And then I'll go and do the other side now. All right, I got them marked on both sides here. So then what I do is just take my speed square, put it on here, make a nice line so that I can see where my reference point is. So when I go to hold these across and screw them in, they're nice and straight. So that's what I'll do next. Boom, boom. All right. And so now that we know everything's going to be the exact same length, I'll go and take my boards underneath the tarp here and take them over and cut them all. So I'll get that done out of the way. Then I can start screwing them in, and that should go pretty quick too. All right, guys, there's my lines. As you can see, 16 on center all the way down. So, and I got it on both sides here. Got my board set up on the sawhorse. 95 1/4 is my measurement. So that's what I'm going to do next is cut all those at 95 1/4. Then I'll start hanging them up. Okay, I got all the 2x6s, and it's pretty easy. They go in pretty quickly. So I'll just show you this one that I'm putting in right now. So um, being by myself, I just made myself a little, I guess, dead man or something to hold that piece in place right there. And then I come over to this side here, get my 3 screws started. I'm putting 3 screws in a side. I lift that up and make sure that's nice and straight. And then I sink the first screw. So that's what I did. Then you take your speed square. Put that there. And what you want is this bottom to come over just a little to make that meet your speed square. Then you know it's 90 degrees perfect, straight up and down. So you just give it a little bump. Sometimes it sticks a little. There we go. Too much. See that? You want it nice and tight up and down so you know that's even. Sink the other two screws, and that's in. Nice and flush. Now I'll go do the other side. We'll get that lined up. So I got a toenail this side. So that means I'm putting a screw in on the top. I'll put one in the bottom, and then I put one in the side, and that'll get that nice and. These are GRK structural screws, so they're very good. They're way better than deck screws even. So since this is going to pull this down, I start with this little lip right here. Once I get it started, then I take my brace off. And that's nice and flush. Then it brings it, pulls them both together. Take my speed square, make sure this side's even. Good. Then I sink one in the bottom. And then one more in the side here. And that's done. Two more. All right, guys. That is the framing done. I had some extra scraps of 2x6s, so I threw them in here. This is going to be the probably 70% of where we're going to be because we're going to be going in and out the door there. And the stairs will be, I'm probably going to, right now I'm thinking of centering them right here somewhere, 2 steps. So we'll be going in and out of there. So I figured I'd put in some extra blocking. These deck boards are 3/4 of an inch thick, so they should be pretty good with 16 on center. Um, so that should work out pretty good, and that'll just make it stronger right here. That's where, like I said, our traffic pattern will be 70% of the time probably there. I'm thinking of moving this table and chairs over to here or something, somewhere to sit, and that's all that's going to be. So, yeah, so I'm going to stop for lunch, and then after lunch, I'll start putting these deck boards on here. So, and they shouldn't, I'm thinking, I'm going to try it right now real quick, but I think they won't even need to be cut. They're 10 foot. They're a hair over 10 foot. This being 10 foot, I think it's going to allow for just a little bit of an overhang. I'm going to try it real quick here and see what it looks like, but that's my plan, and I'll put those on after lunch. All right, guys, I did get 3 of my boards on to get a good start here, so it's looking pretty good. The door opens fine. It's perfect. Goes not even probably a quarter of an inch over it, so that'll be perfect. What I'm doing is using a screw as a spacer. So one of these, and I just put it in between each of the boards, a couple of them all the way down, and it's giving me my gap. So that'll be for when it's humid out and these things expand and load up on a rainy day or something like that. They'll actually get thicker. So, and as they dry out, this gap will be even a little bit bigger. But that's what I went with, putting 2 screws in every board on every joist. So it's a lot of screws, but it's super strong and not going anywhere. I was walking on it and it's fine. So got to run to the hardware store and grab some more screws, and I'll see. It looks like I did the math and I might be 1 board short on that part. But no big deal. I'll have most of the deck done. And until I probably won't get to the steps today, but I'll just use that for now, that little step stool. So the boys already came out, and my 2 dogs, and they were a little apprehensive about putting their feet on this, but once they found it was hard, they were fine, and they just jumped down. I helped them back up. So we'll just have to go with that for a couple days too. So, yeah, it's coming along. So I'm sure by the end of the day it'll be somewhat of a deck. So got to run and get some screws. All right, guys. Worked until dark last night and got that far with it. Looks good. It's very solid, and the boys love it. They're already used to it. I'll open the door and let them out. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on, Punch. They're hopping down right now. So they like their new little way of getting out. Once the stairs are in, it'll even be better. So I have my stringer right there. Go on. Get in there. Come on, Lefty. Yep. Get back in. Go on. It's cold out. Cold out this morning. Only 23 degrees out. So there's my stringer. I'm hoping to split that into 2 and have enough for a couple of stairs right there. So, and then it looks like I'm going to be about 1 shy after I get those 3 more boards put in. We'll see. It might be even 2 or a partial. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, got to work today. Tomorrow's supposed to be a rainy day, so it'll probably be Sunday before I finish that. But came out good. Nice and solid. Was walking around on it. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how the new mics are working. I think it sounds pretty good. So I think that's gonna help on the videos too. So get this out of the way. And it sounds like Glenn is finishing up a job. My stone guy, with the continuing on the footings for the house. He's got to get back up there with his excavator and do a little bit more touch up on the corners, so we can start laying our form. So he's We were talking yesterday, and next week he's got some time, so he's going to get back over here and we'll start those forms. So get that house cooking. But in the meantime, I got a nice little deck to get in and out. So that helps a lot, make it more homier. So, all right, guys, thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And we'll see you on the next video. See ya.